Hello there, welcome to week 8 of Christopher's Historical Topics. This week is for the week of February 17th to the 23rd, and this topic this week is going to be the Articles of Confederation and how they failed in history. Okay, now the Articles of Confederation, the time length of this is roughly late 1777 to early 1789. Now, under that time period, the United States government, well, the United States itself was under the Articles of Confederation as the laws of the land. What the Articles of Confederation did, it recognized each state's sovereignty um, in America. Like it still was considered the United States, but under the Articles of Confederation, each state had its own sovereign status. It wasn't all together. Um, some stuff with this Articles of Confederation, um, it had only a unicameral Congress, just one house, and equal representation it had, meaning if you're from Pennsylvania, you only get, say, 2 votes, and if you're from, say, Rhode Island, you only get 2 votes. So it was equal representation. And with the Articles of Confederation, the federal government was extremely weak, and the state governments were really powerful. Like, if you look at this, like, say, this is the federal government, this is the state government. Under the Articles of Confederation, it was like this. You have a very strong state government, and you just have a federal government that can't do much of anything. It's very limited in what it can do, and with the Articles of Confederation, this federal government is just there for show, basically. It's mainly up to the state governments under the Articles of Confederation to do everything. According to the Articles of Confederation, the states can only do these things and not the federal government. Stuff like print and issue currency, and collect taxes, and provide for its own militia. Now, this was a problem for several different reasons. One thing, to print and issue their own currency, the problem with that is if you move from state to state, the currency changes. Like, for instance, I live in Pennsylvania. Now, under the Articles of Confederation, Pennsylvania would have its own money. But, say I want to go to New Jersey. Well, yes, I can go to New Jersey, but under the Articles of Confederation, my Pennsylvania money is not good there. I have to get New Jersey money. So that was one of the problems of these Articles of Confederation. Each state was up to its own duty to print their own money. And if you were to go into a border state, your money would be useless. You would have to exchange it. Like I said before, if I went over to New Jersey when I was in Pennsylvania, I would have to exchange my Pennsylvania money for New Jersey money. Another thing that the Articles of Confederation only delegated the states to do was to collect taxes. It was only up to the state government to collect the taxes. No, the federal government could not collect taxes to generate any kind of income for the federal government. And another key thing that this Articles of Confederation did was each individual state had to provide for its own army/militia. There was no United States Army at this time. It was each state has to provide for their own state militias. Like Pennsylvania has to provide for its Pennsylvania militia, New York has to provide for its New York militia, and so on and so forth. There was no law stating that the federal government has to provide for the military, has to provide troops with supplies and stuff like that. It was up to each individual state's militia to ask their state that they lived in for their supplies. So that was another thing that was really not so good for this Articles of Confederation. Now, anyway, with this, a bunch of states, they eventually realized this wasn't working out. So in 1789, they called a Continental Congress meeting just to scrap the entire Articles of Confederation, and eventually it would come out to our Constitution eventually. So anyway, that's it for this week. I'm sorry if this is a little bit shorter than my previous weeks. I didn't have that much to work with, and plus I'm a little behind schedule with stuff, so if this was shorter than what my normal videos are, I do apologize. So anyway, that's just basically the basics of the Articles of Confederation and what you would need to know. The basics is that it mainly had a weak federal government and a stronger state government, and it was mainly up to the states to have all the power. And while it did give the federal government some power, not that much. So that's basically it for this week, and bye.